So I'm hoping for the sun to stay out for just a little bit so I can show you some of my finds all rinsed off. So, well, it's kind of going away, coming back out, going away. I don't know what it's doing, so I'm still gonna show you. Hopefully you can see how amazing they are. One of my favorite gumball agates here. You can tell all the little grooves on here are where you find the chalcedony, and mixed in here are all different colors of jasper, and on the other side are some eyes or little, you can see there's little polka dot eyes in there, and the big pocket there of some chalcedony that makes it what it is when you slice it. Okay, and this next one, it looks to me like paint pouring canvas. Someone has just dumped a whole bunch of this paint, different color paint, and let it just go down the rock. It's pretty neat. Okay, green, yellow jasper. This is a beautiful piece of jasper. It's gonna tumble nicely. And here we have another Jasp-Agate. This one again has all these little polka dots and swirls and different patterns on here with the circle indents, I guess you can say, of where the chalcedony is. But I really like this a lot. I think it is going to have a pretty neat pattern on the inside. And this is just another piece of jasper that I thought had a lot of purple in it, mixed in with the reds, yellows, and oranges. And purple is not super common here, so I liked it. Look at that banding. You can see from one side all the way to the other, it has some fortification banding in here. So beautiful piece of Jasper agate. And it's got a little bit of crystal also, or some quartz probably, inside of that fortification pattern. So that's going to be pretty neat to polish up. I feel like jasp agates were the common denominator on this trip. Again, this one, you can see the colors of jasper, and you can see the little caves, I guess you could call them, of where the agate or chalcedony you can see, and if this was a macro lens, you'd be able to see it better, and sometimes you get a little crystallization in there. I wasn't super in love with this, believe it or not, when I first found it, but when I turned it over to this other side, as we're coming up on here, I absolutely changed my mind. It has, whoops, it has such a neat, look at this big oval, I guess you could say, with some circles and colors, different colors and patterns, and some holes of chalcedony and agate. You can see little crystals of bubbles in there, and just this is just a mess of a rock. It's so beautiful. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with it. It's up there though. I really changed my mind on this. Really like it a lot. And here is again one of the crazy Jasp-Agate finds here of the day or the weekend, where you can see all the holes of chalcedony. You can see the patterns of circles and swirls and dots, and almost patterns around those caves of chalcedony. And this one was different from the others. It has like a gray background color, and then it has these orange, white, yellow, almost looks like flower patterns on it. But it is, again, a lot of chalcedony and jasper going on. I hope some of those patterns that you see on the top, I hope that goes through to the inside. This next rock, this is a big, huge red monster here. Look at the jasper. Again, Jasp-Agate with those holes of, or caves of chalcedony, and then you've got some chalcedony that runs across that whole top line there, with some patterned jasper alongside it as it changes colors as it goes across the rock. It's going to be exciting to see how deep, again, these patterns go through here. And look at all that chalcedony agate, if you can see in the caves. There's a little rock stuck in there, but yeah, lots going on with this rock. Lots of colors, lots of mineralization. Probably one of my top rocks that I've ever found with that clear, I guess you could say, agate trademark symbol. That's what I think of when I see this symbol. It is, or this pattern, it is your, like, you see it and you're like, ooh, that's an agate. It's got this fortification banding on here, some clear chalcedony around it. It's got the big holes with some bubbly chalcedony in it. I've never quite found one this large before, or this color. It's so weird. It's got this cream and it has all these lines through it, and then the back has a whole bunch more chalcedony where you can see it looks like this is just a melted rock of goodness. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it because it's quite large. I don't have anything large enough to cut it, but I just love that trademark agate. It's like it says, I am agate, hear me roar. I am the coolest rock, take me home. Some of the most colorful pieces of petrified wood are those that have the chalcedony and the jasper in them, and I've cut them before and polished them or tumbled them, and wow, the yellow orange of that jasper, when it mixes in with the chalcedony, it makes an unbelievable polished rock. So this piece of petrified wood is no exception, and you can see the fortification banding around that big hole of chalcedony or agate material. Those of you who have found petrified wood before with the agate in it and the fortification banding, you know, when you find one like this, you're like, score, oh my God, you know, it's so exciting. This rock does not need a single thing done to it. It is perfection as it is. Look at it. That big hole of chalcedony, the swirly colors on it. It's an artist, when you see the top of it, it is an artist palette. Look at that. Look at all the colors, the patterns. I don't need to polish this. I don't need to cut it. I don't need to tumble it. I can just, it's very rare to have a rock that you just adore without doing a single thing to it except for running a hose over it. You can see the nice swirled lines of the patterning on this one that goes all the way around with a little cut in there, a little circle of chalcedony on the top and the sides. You can see some of the agate that's in here. And if I do tumble it, really will probably start at stage 2 because it's already very smooth. This one has a lot of colors of plain chert, except for it has some huge pockets of chalcedony / maybe some quartz in there, because I say quartz because you can see the crystallization a little bit, whereas in agate you don't really, or you can't see that crystallization. So that one whole entire side there, you can see the light going through that, has a lot of quartz and chalcedony in it, which makes this a pretty neat combination rock. It's So yes, not sure again what I'm going to do with this one, but I'll figure it out. Now this large chunk of chalcedony has some white chalcedony, if you can see that, but then the whole top layer is nice layer of clear chalcedony on there. So and then the bottom looks like it's got a bunch of jasper intruding in there. So definitely one I'm going to slice up and see if that goes through the entire rock or what's inside there. And you can see when the light or the sun hits this rock, the top is some chalcedony, some clear chalcedony on there, and the bottom is some purplish color jasper. And here is your Montana agate here with some inclusions in there. And I didn't notice that at all, some fortification banding you can see on the corner there of this Jasp-Agate, as well as some quartz. Looks like some quartz crystals and some of the pockets on here, mixed in with some jasper colors, yellow, pinks, peach, and another nice jasper. And this has some little pockets of chalcedony with some little fortification banding rings on there. And then lastly, just a nice piece of jasper. I just wanted to close this video up with thanking everybody for watching and letting you know that I do appreciate all your comments.